Yo, what is up, guys? James Carter TV here to talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars signings here on day one of the 2016 NFL free agency period. And the Jacksonville Jaguars have opened up their wallets and they are just giving money away today. And I think a little bit too much. And I'm going to get into all of this. But before I get into all of that, let me preface my comments saying this. The Jacksonville Jaguars are without a doubt a team that is on the rise. Now, it's been a very slow rise over the past 3 years under Gus Bradley. I think they went, 2-14, 3-13, 5-11. So a very slow rise, but a rise. And actually, they went 4-12, actually. They went 2-14, 4-12, 3-13, and then now 5-11. So they've been on the rise, for the most part, under Gus Bradley, and it appears as if this is a key phrase period for them. And when you have a team like theirs that is still defunct of talent, I mean, they do not have any talent, really. I mean, they're starting to build talent. Blake Bortles, Allen Robinson, TJ Yeldon, they're starting to build something, but really defensively, just not much talent there at all. A bunch of undrafted guys, a bunch of seventh-round picks, guys that shouldn't really be in the league. You need to start accumulating NFL talent. And I understand that, but some of these moves just do not make sense to me. Let's start with number one, the big one, Malik Jackson. 6 years, $90 million given to Malik Jackson to be the defensive tackle, because that's essentially what he'll be, for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think it's anywhere from like $85 to $90 million. Here's the problem I have with this deal. It's just too much money. I mean, this is money I would expect to be given to Ndamukong Suh, to Gerald McCoy, to, what's the guy for the Cincinnati Bengals? I can't remember his name right now. Wow. Geno Atkins, Aaron Donald, like these top 5 elite defensive tackles. Malik Jackson's very good. But, I mean, you're talking about Mike Daniels over there for the Green Bay Packers, got paid 4 years, $42 million. You're talking about Jarrell Casey for the Tennessee Titans, got paid, I think it was like 5 years, $40 million. I mean, and Marcel Darius couldn't even get a contract like this. So, you're talking about now Malik Jackson being paid like an elite top 5 defensive tackle in the NFL. I just don't believe he is that, because he doesn't have enough pass rushing ability. Now, you don't have to be a big pass rusher to be a great defensive tackle. You could be a run stuffer all day. But when we're talking about you being paid $15 million a year, you need to be able to be versatile like an Aaron Donald, like a Gerald Casey, like a Geno Atkins, like a Gerald McCoy. And you need to be able to get after the quarterback on third down. And Malik Jackson doesn't do enough of that for me. Had 5 sacks this year, 7 sacks another year, 6 sacks another year. And this is a guy you're paying $15 million? I mean, a big problem with their team right now is you can't get after the quarterback. Now, Dante Fowler's coming in. You drafted him. He's supposed to be coming in this year after missing this 2015 season. Okay, you might draft or sign another defensive end. All right. You have some Derek Marks who can get after the rusher, after the passer a little bit, who can rush the passer. That's nice, but $15 million per year? Man, this guy better be able to get after the quarterback, and I'm not sure he's going to be able to do enough of that to justify this contract. I think he'll be fine. I mean, I think you're not going to look back and say, oh, he was horrible, but I think you paid him a little bit too much for what he is. Next, Tashaun Gipson. You needed a free safety. You've needed a free safety for a while. I mean, you drafted this kid in the second round a couple years back, Jonathan Cyprien. He hasn't really done much of anything. You need a safety back there, a ball-hawking, playmaking safety. And I like the idea of getting Tashaun Gipson. I think it's a little rich. But overall, I'm fine with this deal. I do question, though, last year he was bad. But the year before that, he was really good. So I wonder what happened there. So there's a little bit of risk here. There's a chance that this could end up being an absolute god-awful, horrible contract. And maybe you'd feel as if you cannot get Jalen Ramsey in the first round. But I also may have looked at Darian Thompson in the second round or Von Bell in the second or third. But overall, I'm fine with this deal. Now, the third one and the fourth one perplex me. I mean, they just absolutely perplex me. Chris Ivory, 5 years, $32 million. Now, I like the value there. I think that's good value for the most part. I would have signed him to a 4-year deal. I think he's done after 3 years, maybe 4, max 5 years. You're not going to live out this contract. You're not going to be at year 5 of this contract saying, yeah, man, we really got good value out of him right now. No, he's going to be 3 or 4 more years he's done. So I don't like the length, but the amount of money is fine. And I do like the structure, though. Let me add that the structure of this contract is really team friendly. Only $10 million guaranteed. And a lot of it has to do with bonuses spread out throughout the contract and stuff like that. So I like the structure. I don't get the thinking. Why are the Jaguars looking for a running back to split carries with TJ Yeldon? I like TJ Yeldon his rookie year. If you're talking to me and you're saying, well, he doesn't have much upside, I would agree. But then I would say, why'd you draft him? You drafted this kid. He played okay. He had 740 yards off 100 and something attempts. He had, I think it was 4.1 yards per carry. Let's see what he can do. I didn't know that you really thought you needed a running back. And if you thought you needed a running back, you should have not drafted him last year. I would have just went into 2016, have him be my starter. If I don't like him, fine. Let's draft one of these really good running backs that are coming out in the 2017 NFL draft. Leonard Fournette, Dalvin Cook, Jalen Hurts, and the list goes on and on. Christian McCaffrey, all these guys that are coming out in next year's draft that are going to be really, I can't even say how many reallys, really good running backs coming out into the NFL next year. I would have waited. I would have given TJ Yeldon another year to prove, can you be a Pro Bowl running back? If not, then let's look for one in 2017. I don't love this deal, because now you're talking about, okay, did we waste a second round pick, or we're going to waste the contract on this guy because splitting the carry, splitting the backfield, for how much they've invested here. You've invested a lot. You can do it when you have a Ronnie Hillman or a CJ Anderson because you didn't invest much in either one of those guys. But now you're investing a lot in Chris Ivory. This is a top 10, top 8 running back contract. You've invested a early second round pick, I believe pick 36 on TJ Yeldon. So 2 highly invested running backs. And now they're going to split carries. Don't love that. Next, we have Mercedes Lewis. I don't understand this at all. I think Mercedes Lewis is god-awful. I think he hasn't done anything. I think he peaked in 2010. He had 200 yards this season, and they needed him in the beginning of the season when Julius Thomas was injured. He did almost nothing. I can't believe this guy's still in Jacksonville. I don't think there's a way in hell he even lives out this contract. Even if he does, he'll retire after that. I mean, maybe it's a feel-good contract, but you're paying him 3 years, $12 million for Mercedes Lewis. I think he's done. I think he stinks. I don't get this deal, but you have cap room, so I'll let this slide because, we have cap room. Let's just throw money away. I guess that's what you guys are doing. Don't love this deal. I would have loved to have seen you guys get a defensive end today. You didn't. Now, you could get Robert Harris in the future. We'll see about that. Would love to see you guys get Janoris Jenkins. Janoris Jenkins got paid 5 years, $62 million today. A little bit rich, but if you guys would have paid for him, I would have completely understood. You would have got an A grade from me because that is a position you need. That is a position you can overpay. But here, I have some questions about what you guys have done today. The one I like the most here is Tashaun Gipson and Malik Jackson because they're good football players. But Chris Ivory won't be on the field much, and Mercedes Lewis deal does not make any sense to me at all. But we'll see what happens for the Jacksonville Jaguars moving forward. Until next time, James Carter TV, I'm out. Peace.